Hello, so it's another day on our deck build. So yesterday we got the tree down and we got the stairs figured out. However, today we're gonna go ahead and start putting Trex onto the top of our deck. We've noticed that the tape is starting to try to come up. It might be due to the hotter days that we've been having. So we're gonna go ahead and just switch gears and get that Trex down. But before that, Anna is measuring and cutting all of these pieces here for what she's calling the dangles. But it's little pieces to be able to put on so we can put our skirting around the bottom of it, and for the actual stairs as well, because that will be very hard to do after the Trex is on.
So I'm installing the support for the stair stringers while Spencer's installing the support for the slats.
So in total, this took us about a full day to do of getting everything prepped and ready for the Trex install.
Yep, we did things like finish the gutter downspout and we painted.
Right, and the painting ahead of time so that the paint wouldn't get on the Trex after we had it installed.
So we used Hideaway fasteners and Cortex hidden fastening system for this deck. The Cortex ones we used for the stairs, you'll see that like way later on in another video, but we use these Hideaway fasteners for the deck itself.
Right, and this Hideaway comes with this one side where it has a one-sided install that you just saw. And then it also normally has like a two-sided install.
Yeah, they both come in the kit. So this is the two-sided piece that goes between the pieces of Trex. It's kind of hidden down there between the two. And you can see here on the bottom there, we have a 2x4 temporarily attached to the deck to give a guide for where our Trex should land just on this one edge. As far as installing the Trex decking itself, I found it was best to use a scrap piece of decking as a guide and also only screw the screw partially down, because if you screw it all the way down, it makes it too tight. Partially down means that you can slide in your next deck board.
Right. And this is just the epic shot of Anna installing that first Trex board.
Lots of progress here.
And so, oh, this reminds me, you can see me kind of pushing down that side. That gets worse later. So stick around. There were a few things that we ran into that we'll be sure to point out as we had this install happening.
All right, and so we decided initially just to use, we have two different lengths of boards because we had originally planned for a big staircase up to our front door, and that's no longer the case. If you want to hear more about that, there's another video in the past
right
where we talk about that. But anyway, so these boards dangle off the edge. That's why we have excess, and that was planned beforehand for the other design, but now that's
right.
A little
so these
silly.
are 12-foot boards, but we also have 16-foot boards that you'll see us bringing over later. And the idea is that we were going to use the offcuts from those on the other parts.
Right. And so here's just cutting around this post using a jigsaw with the only jigsaw blade I could find available, which was getting pretty dull.
Right. And if you're wondering where I am this whole time, so I'm making stringers for the stairs this whole time while Anna's installing 99% of this deck.
Yeah.
That will be its own separate video. We'll show the install of the stringers along with the install of the Trex on that. So that's just going to be its own thing.
Yeah, and I will say it was pretty easy to get the Trex boards around these posts. I thought it was going to be kind of difficult because I've installed flooring in our house before, and then going around obstacles was more difficult. But because there was gaps between the boards, it was actually quite easy to do. I know here Spencer's helping with the longer ones.
Right. So yeah, I do help bring over the boards and help, whenever I can or whenever I'm needed.
So here's one of the first problems we ran into on this deck.
It was the cupping.
Yeah, so we noticed this cupping on these boards when we received them. We called the company we bought them from, and they said, oh, that's normal. And we're like, we're sure? And they were like, yeah.
It'll be fine. It wasn't fine.
Yeah, so they were cupped like this, and there was no way to get that cup out. So we ended up having to cut off about 12 inches or 8
to 12 inches of each board, which, I mean, if we had the other deck still happening, like that would have been a big deal. Like if we still had the other stairs, because we were counting on that exact measurement to be able to use on the other.
Right. So that's not great. And I recommend it if there's a problem like that, go talk with the dealer.
On the positive side, we were actually able to use them on the stairs still, even with that amount cut off. So it worked out okay for us.
So I don't know if you're noticing this right now, but we have a second issue on hand right now.
Right. It's a little bit more visible from above like this than it was when we were standing right there. But as soon as we stepped on top of the deck, we could tell almost instantly. So here's what we're debating on coloring of these. These two look a different color, and maybe that one look a little different color than the others. It looks like they were from a different lot. So we're considering just pulling those out and replacing them since we have extra.
So this really was our fault. We've done this before inside when we put in flooring where we mix up the boxes of flooring. We just didn't think to do it for the Trex.
Right. I mean, they were 16 foot and 12 foot. Like we should have known those were probably not like the same.
Yeah, so I mean, so the longer ones looked more dusty and kind of hazy, but once you mix them together, they were fine. So in order to back these out, I had to take out all the boards except for the first 3 and then start mixing them back in together.
I do have to say though, this is where it was really good we didn't use the Cortex hidden fastener system where you do a plug over it. Even if we hadn't done the plugs, those screws can be very hard to get out.
Yeah, as we learned later with the stairs, is that those screws go in, and even though they're screws, they are not really coming back
really
out.
don't. So now you started putting things back where you're actually feathering everything in.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time, but it was a thing. It's one of those things where you're like, you should do it. It's important.
Oh, also, while we're feathering everything in and making everything look good color-wise, we're also looking at the grain direction of all the boards. They do have a direction of the imprinted grain. And so you want to have it to where they either are all one way, all the other way, or a mix. We went with a mix, but just make sure you're really aware of what direction the grain is going when you're installing your boards.
So in a previous video, we mentioned that the zoning inspector came by and he said, you guys are so great that you don't need a framing inspection.
Right. And we were pretty excited about that to start with.
Yeah. But we decided, you know what? We thought better of it and we're like, we should probably get a framing inspection anyway.
Well, and the reason we thought that was because with our deck skirting that we're going to do, we're going to cover up to where they can't see underneath the deck. And we were thinking, how are they going to see we did the right thing if they literally can't see we did the right thing?
Yeah. And I think that's because sometimes you don't need that framing inspection because people can normally get under the deck because it's one that's like 8 feet up in the air, but this is so close to the ground, you can't see under our deck.
Right. So we did call for a framing inspection and we almost did not pass it.
Right. And it's not because of anything we did this time.
Right. So the person that came for the framing inspector happened to be our wonderful same inspector that we had for the footings, which honestly, he's a good guy, but he's pretty strict. So
well, and he might be new.
He might be new, but if he could be watching this.
I don't know.
Anyway, so he tried to tell us the way we put in the posts was not correct and that we needed to have like tie backs and things like that.
We needed a specific tension tie manufactured by Simpson. And so what happened is that he didn't like this. He gave us the booklet because I thought that was a nice thing. He gave us his booklet from Simpson. It was a promotional booklet. And he said, this is what you need to do. And then he drove off and Spencer turned the page and looked at the next page. And the assembly we did for our post was the very next page listed as an alternative.
It was literally the next page. If I had just like turned the page while he was there, it may have been a different conversation entirely. However, that meant now I had to have the awkward phone call to our inspector to say, hey, you're wrong. Which
no, you never want to do that. You don't want to argue with the inspector.
That's not a thing you want to have with an inspector as a homeowner. Maybe as a contractor, you can.
Fortunately, though, Spencer contacted him. He said, hey, I think what we did is correct after all. And he referenced the page. The inspector said, please send me photos of what you have. And it turns out we passed after all. So this is an example of the color difference between boards. Here's my little footprints. So this one is one of the long ones. And this is one of the short ones. And I don't know if it comes across on camera very well, but these are a little bit slightly more brown. These are slightly more like grayish. The long ones are a little bit more ashy. So you can kind of see along here. And it's fine to mix them together. They look great together. I'm not complaining. It was just if we did all of them long over here and all of them short over here, the 12 foot and the 16 foot, those were different lots. You could really see a distinctive difference when they were there separately. But when they're feathered in together, just fine. Don't mind it. But yeah, I could even tell you without looking which ones were the long ones and which ones are the short ones. Because they had this, the long ones were just a little bit more hazy, a little bit more warm in tone. So always good to mix your lots together because they are not necessarily from the same factory, possibly, or not from the same lot. So just mix everything together. I know it's a pain in the butt to move a lot of things around, but lay them out, see if you've got any distinctive color differences. It really makes a difference.
Okay, so now that all the Trex boards are down, it's time to actually cut them off in a straight line.
Except for those few on that left side right there, but ignore those for now.
Those we'll install much later. So our Makita Track Saw, the actual track didn't quite fit between the posts. I could have planned better maybe somehow, but I wasn't about to cut my track to make it
Our
fit.
posts are equally spaced on the deck. It's just
Right. So what you can see here is I
fuel.
used 2x4s to space it out evenly so that it would hit correctly on the Trex. And then what you'll see is the track, the track is on the wrong side. So I'm going to start cutting all of these one at a time while Anna pulls them away.
And the track will totally fall off if we're not careful, but we
Right.
know that.
Like right there. So yeah, I'm expecting it to happen. So then I just keep on moving. I will say in retrospect, I should have done this without any pause at all if I could have. I could see a slight difference where I start and stopped. Right here, I start doing a start and stop to let you be able to take away the track, like the Trex. And this would have been a little better had I just continued on straight.
Most ideal thing would to have some sort of support under the boards there, but I think we just wanted to get going.
Well, yeah, and I would have any support there would have been in my way.
That's true, because you needed to walk behind it too.
So this is the end of that. It ended up the last bit I had to do with the circular saw, and then it looks like this.
Yeah, so this is the final decking of our deck right here.
Right. So there's still a few pieces missing. Like at the very end, there's a tiny sliver, but we'll have to have a sliver on the stairs. So we decided to wait until we were doing the stairs to do that as well.
Oh, and speaking of stairs, our next video is actually going to be on the railing system. We're skipping the stairs, and we will be showing you the stair stringers and the Trex on those stairs a little bit later after that video.
Right. So guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video where we install cable railing. It's going to start to feel like a real deck. All right. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you next time.